Kid. Our next speaker is Mr. Brian Paez, who joined the Department of Navy's Energy Office in 2009 as the Deputy Director for Energy. He has, in this role, he serves as Principal Advisor on all matters pertaining to the Department's overall operational shore energy policy and initiatives. Mr. Paez joined the Department of Navy from the private sector, where he founded Bold Solutions, LLC, a renewable energy consulting firm located in the Southwest. He previously served as the Deputy Chief of Staff for the Governor of New Mexico, Mr. Bill Richardson. And Mr. Paez holds an MBA from the University of New Mexico and served as an officer in the United States Marine Corps. Mr. Paez.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation for the Department of Navy to join the Federal Services to talk about what we've been doing in energy. 4 years ago, our Secretary of Navy, Mr. Ray Mavis, and I won't go through those, had a bold plan to really reduce the consumption of alternative energy and energy use in the Department of Navy. At the time, we felt that because of our combat capabilities, where we were in Afghanistan, the overline was what could we do to really reduce our overall consumption. And as we've seen by the book that went through, the overreaching goal is to reduce by 2020 50% of where we produce energy on all our bases and on our operational use. The primary reason for this, the Secretary felt, was for two primary purposes. As Mr. Kidd says, it's really not the green. It's more of increasing our energy security and making sure our combat capability is there for our servicemen, both in the Navy and the Marine Corps. On the operational side, just this last summer off the coast of Hawaii, we demonstrated a Great Green Fleet strike group that used biofuels. It was the first time with the largest purchase, over 450,000 gallons of biofuel used in an operational setting. This is the first time this is done. As we move forward, we're looking to sail the Great Green Fleet by 2016. And one of the things that has really come to our attention is we need a way to be a catalyst to develop that biofuel industry in the private sector. So 3 departments, a consortium between the Department of Energy, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and the Navy, are working with DPA as a way to kind of kickstart this industry, and we've all devoted money to it, and we're looking at a way that we can find 4 or some companies that will develop this next industry. And what we found was these agreement that is out there, we've selected 4 companies, will work on cementing the supply and the offtake agreements for that. And what we're looking at, as I mentioned, 450,000 gallons just for a demonstration, and that was only a few days. We believe that there's the potential to provide over with this consortium 170 million gallons of fuel by the 2016 at a cost competitive rate of under $4. The argument's always been from Congress and others is, can you make this competitive? We believe, as this first initiative, we can get there, get the Department of Navy there, working closely with the Air Force and the Army as we test and certify the fuels. We believe there's a great possibility to get there. But we also have the Marine side of what we do. The Marine Corps, through its XPOD program, or Experimental Forward Operating Base, demonstrates and tests equipment that they can use actually in a battlefield situation. As you can see from the picture, we talked about solar cells, LED lights, and solar blankets to recharge for those Marines in Afghanistan, long fuel supply chains to get through. The initiative of them, and a recent company that came back from Afghanistan saved about 700 pounds of battery use. For us, we think about 700 pounds of batteries. Well, imagine a Marine having to carry this full pack, 55 pounds, water, everything you gotta do, having to get replenished every 3 days with batteries. Now with the technology he's used, he may be able to only have to replenish every 3 weeks. So by being able to make it more effective, more combat capable, we are moving forward in this operation. Not only do operational efforts, but we also do, as Richard mentioned, he's the largest land base, but we also are looking at our shore side. During the 2012 presidential inauguration, Mr. Obama announced an initiative, President Obama announced an initiative for the Department of Navy to create 1 gigawatt of power on our bases. 1 gigawatt of power, if you look, it's about 250,000 homes or a medium-sized city size of Orlando. Right now, currently within what we have on the shore side, We have over 160 megawatts produced by a geothermal plant. We have small-scale solar that will just come online last year, close to 16 megawatts. And with these 16 megawatts of solar that came online last year represent a $20 million savings over the 20-year life of that contract. We also have waste energy plants, some small wind out producing facilities. But our primary, as you can see, is solar. Now, to get to 1 gigawatt, how are we going to get there with the cutback, sequestration, everything we see coming? We are looking at, as the Army is looking at, is doing PPAs and UESCs and other financial initiatives that will get large-scale renewable energy onto our base so that we can get closer to reaching our goal. The Navy has also done really well in the, and I know Rich is going to take great credit for this when he was at FEMP, but the Navy's won 23% of all presidential awards and over 28% of all FEMP awards during the last 14 years. So we've been out there.
If I knew that when I was if I was going to come to the Army when I was at FEMP, the numbers might have been lower.
And so we've, and I think it's all services, it's not just the Navy, but all services are really pushing forward to find ways, creative ways to really move forward. And finally, I'll keep this short, but finally the biggest thing we're looking at is a really unique way to get this energy reduction down is a cultural change. Not only at a senior level, but at the most junior level possible. So we're looking at introducing, at the basic, when Marines and Navy men come in and women, and when officers come into the basic course, really enriching the need of energy and why it is there. At the senior level, we have, and as you see the pictures in Naval Postgraduate School, we've just completed 2 courses for senior executives, and these are admirals, generals, and senior SESers that are really, they go spend a week, and they really, begin to see and as they move forward, the need for energy and how this portrays into their overall scheme. And throughout the course, so the most difficult piece is, everyone says we can speak energy, you can always talk energy, but it's actually building that into the doctrine. And that's the next step we're moving forward on. How you take this energy and the understanding of energy and its requirement and its need and build that into the doctrine so that at any level, whether you're a captain, a colonel, a general, it is there, and so that whether you're enlisted, you're an officer, we all understand the truly need to have this cultural change on how we define energy. As Richard mentioned, I think if there's any questions on some of the other sides, we do have an environmental office that deals with climate change under the Secretariat, an admiral that specifically is assigned to deal with these as we look at how that will affect the Department of Navy. And so if there's any questions on that, I'd be happy to take that at that time. Thank you.